Hey guys, I'm Shawn of WebPianoTeacher.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to play a beautiful piano solo arrangement. Let's take a listen. Isn't that beautiful? All right, guys, if you haven't seen the way I teach before, I teach a different way. I use letters on the whiteboard instead of traditional music notation. If you've had trouble with traditional lessons and you just want to try a different way to learn, well, here I am. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I seem to be that last hope for a lot of people who love music. They want to play, but traditional music lessons has kind of failed them. They feel like they have failed, but maybe they just need a different way to learn. So give this a try. If that sounds like you and you want to give it another way, get one last try to learn to play. So we use letters on the whiteboard, left hand's on the bottom, right hand's on the top. The curved lines just mean all of the notes are the same note value. Bop, 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 bop. So that's going to be an easy rhythmic thing here because you don't have to really count much. You just have every note the same length of time. So we're going to start here with left hand. And if you want to look this piece up, it's called Passaglia, P-A-S-S-A-G-L-I-A. And it's by Kassia, K-A-S-S-I-A. Someone hired me to teach this one, and I know that she is a beginner, so I'm going to give you some tips on how to play it a little differently here and there to make it easier for you if you need that simplified just a bit, and it's still going to sound beautiful. So we start with the left hand, and we're going to have a low A. Here's middle C, so here's the low A. The next A is here. And I like to let my right hand help this part, because you can go. But if my right hand's not doing anything, why not let it help? Okay? So what I'm going to do is play the first two A's with my left hand. Then my right hand, I'm going to play E, C with 2-1, fifth finger on the A, and then C, E, C. Now, I know I told you at the beginning, right hand's on top, and that's going to be true here in just a second. But I'm just, sometimes if the left hand has a lot of stuff to do and the right hand's doing nothing, why not help, right? If you have one kid working to pack in the groceries and the other one sitting on the couch, you say, hey, get up and help. So I'm going to let my right hand help. A, E, C, E, A, C, E, C. Hold your pedal down. Now, practice that until you can do it sort of well. You might have to pause my video, wait a little while, and then move on. Okay? Now, when we start right here, we have this beautiful right hand part. We're not going to simplify the right hand at all because it's beautiful. It doesn't need to change. But on the left hand, if you need to simplify this, just to start with, and I'll show you, listen to this. That doesn't sound much less than this. But the left hand moves around a whole lot. So the way to simplify, just to get started, is to do this. A, E, every time you see a letter at the beginning of the measure, just go ba-ba-bum, A, E, A, and that's all. Just to start with. And then I'll show you how to expand that later on, okay? To make it, and eventually play it this way if you want. And I'll tell you a little secret. When I played it the first time, I didn't play everything that was here exactly. I just kind of played what the chord was, and it sounded just fine. Anyway, but I'm going to show you what's here, what's in the song, so that we're accurate. But I'm also going to give you some ways to simplify it. So A, E, A if you want. Okay? Now, if you want to play all the notes, A, E. And I would recommend, especially the person who is, I know, watching this, who hired me for this one, let's do it this way first. And then later on, we'll go back and make it like this. But just to start with, okay? Just to start with, so that we'll have a bass, to start with, and then later we'll add this if you're able. But start with this, okay? All right, so A, E, A, for those of you who are ready for this, though, A, and now cross over with 2 for E, C, A, C, E, C. So you have two positions. You have the A octave, and then you have 4, 2, 1 here, so. Okay, see that pattern? And I'm just kind of holding on the notes. See, I'm just holding them down. Doesn't matter because I got the pedal down anyway. Okay? And for the simple way, just do this. And that's all you play. For now, okay? We can expand it later. For now, just do that. We want the simple way. Right hand, and we're going to play all of this. So C octave up here. Here's middle C. Here's the C octave. C, C, B, C, A, C, G, C. Do you see the pattern? The fifth finger's on C, and the other notes are just going to go B, A, G, F. So I have a little rotation in my wrist like that. See that? So that's why, if we see those patterns, it makes it easier. C, C, B, A, G. Now, if I put hands together, I have this. Remember, you're doing this simple way. You just do this, and that's all you do for now. Later on, we'll do this. If you can do it. But for right now, this is all we need, and it's going to sound beautiful anyway. Okay? Now, here's the next part. What are we going to do for the simple way is just to go D, A, D. That's all you're going to do. Now, for those of you who are more advanced, let's go D, D, A, F, D, F, A, F. So it's the same thing we did here. We played a chord, and then we came up to here and finished. So it feels the same in my hand as this felt in my hand. If I could do this one, I can do this one. In fact, a good way to practice is just to go D, and then play the chord. Then you can go, feel that chord underneath, okay? So instead of thinking of 8 things, you think of 2 things. 1 thing, 2 thing. 1, 2. Okay? But for the simple way, we're just going to do this. What does the right hand do? It continues the pattern down. F, C, E, C, D, C, C, C. So I went from the B all the way down. B, A, G, F, E, D, C with the pinky in the middle, okay? So if I start right here, I have... And then... See that? I know for the simple way, we're not playing all these notes. We're just doing that. Da-da-dum. So all you really need to look at is that first letter, A, and then F. Even simpler ways just to do this. To start with. And that's okay. Now, a little bit of advice to you. As you're practicing this, you're going to need to pause your video. If you're trying to keep up with me, that's not going to work. If you could do that, you wouldn't need my lessons, okay? So use the pause. Some people say, slow down. You're going, no, I'm not. You just need to hit pause and practice, and then you can go on, okay? I've got to keep moving or it'll take weeks to get finished with this. So use your pause button. Work on one measure at a time. But watch that little bit that I did. Maybe rewind it again. And even on the website, you can slow the video down if you need to. Some people like to do that. On Vimeo, you can slow down. We use Vimeo so you can make the videos go slower. Watch that one measure, hit pause, and work on it, okay, till you have it. So this first line may take you a whole week. For some of you, that's okay. Some of you who are advanced, a couple of minutes, all right, and you can move on. So as you're working on it, one measure at a time, and then tack them together. So let's try from the very beginning. That's the simple way. Now I'm going to play it the way it's written. Here we go. I kind of changed it, huh? There we go. Okay. So right here again. Okay. And to be honest with you, if I ever played this, I would just see what the chord is, and I would just do whatever I want, just as long as I'm playing the chord. So that's how I kind of do things. All right, so that's the first line, and that is our part 1 here on this free lesson. There's the second line if you want to look at that. But this is a long piece. We finish it on webpianoteacher.com, and I'll hold your hand all the way through, just like we did on that first line in this part 1 lesson. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you later.